Have you ever questioned why you do the things you do? Well, today I'm going to be diving into mindset, and it's often overlooked when it comes to getting healthy and losing weight, but it's typically that missing piece. So maybe you lose motivation super fast, and then maybe you just eat whatever you want. But maybe this time you actually want to lose weight and keep it off, and actually learn how to change and accept yourself. So we're going to be talking about mindset, and this is also what I love to do with my clients, because it's often the last thing we work on is sort of this coaching piece, this mindset, this internal piece that goes on within us that really drives all of our actions that we do. So as I go through this, I'm going to have some questions, and I'll have that in the description down below so you guys can sit and go through those questions and write things down. That really helps. And if you need some extra support, there's going to be a link for a free call down below. So if you are interested in working with me and getting support, this is a great way to just meet me. We'll go through your goals and struggles, and we'll see if we're a fit for each other. So there's a link down below where you guys can find out more about what I do, from my health coaching to my personal training app. Those are the ways I love to work with you guys one-on-one and really help you to get unstuck and start reaching those goals that you want to. Hi friends, and welcome to the Healthy Beyond 40 show. I'm Michelle, mama 4 and military wife, and I'm passionate about helping women get healthy from the inside out so they can feel better and live their best life. Do you feel like you're struggling to lose weight and get in shape? If you're ready to develop healthier habits, exercise consistently, and lose weight sustainably, then you're in the right place. I combine my expertise from my doctorate in physical therapy to my experience as a health coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher to bring you actionable steps for a healthy lifestyle. No magic pill here, so lace up those shoes and get moving. So the idea for this podcast sparked when I was reading one of my friend's posts on social media, and I got her permission. So I'm going to read this post with you, and it's about her journey and what has happened as she has gone alcohol free. But I also want you guys to think of this in the sense of maybe this is sugar, or it's something else to you that you've always done and you haven't really questioned before and you haven't changed. So this is what she said. Saturday mornings look differently lately. I used to think staying up late and drinking was the way to unwind after a long week, but nothing compares to the clarity and peace that comes from waking up hangover free. These days, I'm embracing early mornings, stillness, fresh air, and feeling energized, ready to enjoy the weekend to the fullest. No more anxiety, no more guilt, no longer feeling run down, just pure joy in the simple things. 46 days alcohol-free, this shift feels amazing. And it's been even a little longer that she's been sober-free since that. And I just thought it was so beautiful what she said and what the shift I could see. And so for her, it used to be staying up late and drinking was what was normal for her to unwind from a long week. And that can be a lot of fun. So I want you to think about this for you. So my first question is, what do you think is normal? So is that drinking? Is that maybe a treat after dinner? Is it maybe overeating at family get-togethers, or always eating when there's something in the office? What is that just seems normal and acceptable to you right now, the way you grew up, the way it's always been? Because we have to start to question that. So maybe in your family, people have always drank pop or soda, and that just seems normal. Well, for someone else, that's not normal. Or for someone else, having a treat or sugar after dinner or 3 times a day is not normal. And we start to just adapt these things as normal and acceptable, and we don't even think about changing them because we rationalize them. And then this goes into my second question. What or who do you want to be? So we have to be thinking about what we're doing and what we think is normal. And then on the other side, we have to think about what or who do we want to be? Is what we're doing in our life and where we are, is this what we want? Or do we want to get somewhere else? Do we want to get somewhere where we're more in control around sugar, where we're not drinking as often or not at all? Do you want to be someone who can get up in the morning and go walk with a friend? Do you want to be somebody that can go out and play pickleball with your friends and feel good? So I think we have to start to question these, because the reality we're living is right now. But maybe we want to make some changes to get somewhere else. So for me, I've shared about I have started doing morning workouts. It wasn't something I did, but it was something that I wanted to get to so I could get that morning workout done. And it feels so good. And for this season of life, that's who I want to be. Someone who gets up in the morning and does their Bible and scripture time and then does a workout. It's been a really great way to start my day. And not that long ago, that wasn't what I was doing. But I had to sit down and question this and really think about who I wanted to be, where I wanted to go. So we have to think how these align. What do we think is normal? And who or what do we want to be? Because there's probably a shift that needs to happen there. And then it leads to my third question. Are you actually living the life that you want to be living? Because a lot of times what's going on and where we want to be aren't aligning. And we need to question that. Are we actually living how we want to be living? Is this the life? So in the example of what I shared from my friend, she's no longer having the hang anxiety, guilt, no longer feeling run down. That was not the life that she wanted to be living. So she was able to make these changes, and she was able to feel more energized, have stillness, have early mornings, have fresh air, and have more joy in her life, and really just start feeling better. And I know that change is hard. And this is a lot of times where getting a coach can really be helpful, because sometimes we need that support to change. You know, whether that is breaking down the change that sugar has on us, you know, these different patterns that we grew up with, some of that's hard, and we have to really sort of dig deep to do some of that work to get those permanent changes. And a lot of times people just want to gloss over that. Like, can't I just say I'm going to do this and do it? But usually if we're getting stuck or tripped up, we need the extra support so we can really dig deep and have someone to ask some deeper questions. And especially when it comes to sugar or alcohol or whatever it's we're doing that we are probably rationalizing, I want you to really think, is that helping you achieve something positive? Because on the one hand, the person that I shared, she wanted to unwind after a long week. And she thought that drinking was fun and staying up late, but it actually wasn't helping her unwind after a long week. I'm sure she was having fun and having some enjoyment, being with her friends and doing different things in the moment, but it wasn't helping her actually achieve where she truly wanted to be, to have more energy, to feel good when she would wake up in the morning and have more joy. And a lot of times when we are just having a conversation with ourselves, we can rationalize things and we can miss things. And for me, there was a time when I had ice cream almost every night. That seemed completely normal to me. And eventually there came a shift where I didn't want to be someone who ate ice cream every night. It didn't really make me feel good. So I wasn't actually living how I wanted to be living. And now I'm someone who really rarely has sugar. I don't crave it, and it's pretty rare that I will have it. And I have a good relationship with it. I feel in control around it. So I think that's something important to think about for yourself and notice where those differences are. Now I'm someone who wakes up and has my green juice in the morning with some extra protein powder in it. So even just looking at those two things, like a bowl of ice cream or a green juice that has like these different greens that help my body detoxify, has herbs like ashwagandha that helps with my stress and emotional response. There's a big difference between that green juice and that ice cream. And I can say that the ice cream definitely tastes better than that green juice. But I am choosing to live in a way that is nourishing my bodies, that can help keep me moving well, help keeping me feel well, because that sugar and all that junk doesn't make me feel good mentally. I don't handle stress as well. But versus when I would drink something like this, the green juice that I really like, I feel so much better. My body works better. So I'm choosing me, and I'm choosing who I want to be and how I want to live my life. And I'll share the link down below if you guys want to try out the green juice. There's going to be a code down before, and you can use Healthy20 to save 20% off your order. I really like the apple crisp green juice better than the original one. I also really like the same company has a gold. I like the pumpkin pie spice, and that's an evening drink. So it's a great way to wind down the day. It has lemon bulb, turmeric, so it's anti-inflammatory. It has calming herbs. So those are two great products that I use and that are actually good for my body. And so I want you guys to think of one last question. And so again, these questions are meant for self-coaching. So obviously, if you can work with a coach and you need the extra support, do that. If you can't, then I encourage you to really have time each week to coach yourself, to sit down, reevaluate, plan. And sometimes after people have worked with me in coaching, you can sort of see this process and see how it goes so that you can do it on your own more too. So my last question for you guys to think about is, what emotions is it causing? So if whatever you're doing, let's go with an example of eating sugar. What emotions is it causing? So immediately it may cause emotions where you feel good, you feel a little bit of relief, you get a dopamine hit. But what happens after that? What emotions come up? What thoughts come up? How are you actually feeling? Is that how you want to feel? For most people, it's not. You know, when you're feeling run down, when you're feeling shame, when you're feeling stuck because you're not in control around food like you want to be, it's causing emotions that we don't want, and we need to be aware of that. And of course, we're always going to have a variety of emotions, and that's okay. So negative emotions aren't necessarily bad. We can feel uncomfortable, we can feel sad, we can feel anxious. But knowing that we can sit with them, but we don't want to intentionally cause ourselves these hard emotions when we can make different choices. So we don't want to intentionally be drinking when it actually makes us feel anxious, maybe sad and fatigued. So none of those emotions are bad, but sometimes we're doing things that intentionally bring them on. And sometimes we do that because the feeling we're seeking from that initial intake of alcohol or sugar sort of brings some comfort, possibly from some feelings that you might be feeling. Maybe you're feeling anxiety or stress or overwhelmed to start with, and you reach for the alcohol or for the sugar to numb that feeling. But that feeling you can sit with, you can develop certain tools, you can work through those so that you don't grab that alcohol or you grab that sugar and you lead to more emotional discomfort, and you never solved the first problem in the first place, and then the next day repeats with that same cycle. So I love doing EFT, tapping emotional freedom technique, because it's a great way to work through your emotions from that original thing that's going on, like getting down to that root cause. So I'm almost done with my certification. So I'm excited to start including that in more and more coaching sessions as I go on. Because when we can get down to some of those root emotions and really be able to work through them, then we can have so much more freedom. All right, guys, I hope that you guys found this episode helpful. I hope you're going to take some time to sit down and go over those questions, journal, talk them out loud. It really involves much more of our brain when we're actually speaking or writing. And coach yourself through something that you're feeling stuck on, something that you keep doing but you don't want to. And make sure you guys head to my Facebook group, Healthy Beyond 40. You guys can post in there. You can share your wins. You can ask questions. I have it there to create a great community to really support you guys. All right, friends, I hope that you guys keep moving. I hope that you keep investing in yourself, that you're not giving up on yourself, that you guys will reach those health goals that you want to. All right, have a good week.